Hey YouTube, how's it going? Buster here, Adventure Biker. So, this is the monthly live. Sorry we didn't do one last month, but I was doing Great Tommy Sleep Out and things kind of happened. So, welcome back to the live. Hope you're all good. And we'll bring in Scottish Biker Abroad and Teuchteronabike. How are you all doing, lads? You all right?
All good, Jeff. All good.
All good in the hood, all good in the hood. Right, so since we've not done it for, this is about a month, maybe 2 months actually, we'll just do our usual. So we'll do a recap of what you've been up to. So what you've been up to last month and what you're going to be up to next month, so or last 2 months actually. So we'll start with Teuchter. What have you been up to since the last live?
Not much on the bike, to be honest with you. I was on holiday, so the Easter holiday, so I was spending time with the family while away on holiday. And next month, as we know, is the Tour de Faf.
Yeah.
Which kicks off on the Monday the 11th of May for that whole week.
The whole week.
The whole week. So the boys are coming up and across and down and over. We're going to come from all over the place.
And all over the place.
Aye, including some tossers coming over from the continent. I can't remember who that was.
We're just checking to see if we get live, because we've actually not got anybody in the chat actually. There's nobody actually showed up.
That's all right. We'll just keep running and see how it goes.
They might be all out on motorbikes since it's fucking really warm.
Aye.
It's nice weather, isn't it?
So, Scottish Biker Abroad, what have you been up to and what you're going to be getting up to for the next month? But obviously, the Tour de Faf is obviously one of them. So,
yeah, Tour de Faf. What have I been up to? I was doing in the Black Forest. So went down to the Black Forest and then rode up through France, and then had a couple of days in Luxembourg as well. So I was away for about 6 days or something.
Cool.
And then the Tour de Faf, and then the ABR. I'm looking forward to the ABR.
Aye, I'm the same. So I've been since the last live, I've did the Great Tommy Sleep Out. So thank you everybody who donated. I think I raised about 350 quid, I think, for the Great Tommy Sleep Out. Go to test a bit of kit. As you can see, the big green thing up there, that's an Arctic sleeping bag and a bivvy. That's massive, but I was roasting in that. I managed to get rain, sleet and snow on the one day. But the bike performed really well. It was good. It was good. And obviously the Faf's coming up. I might be doing a weekend down North Yorkshire next weekend with Bellatron and Crazy Legs. Well, I will be. Then obviously the ABR, which I'm looking forward to as well. It's going to be good, especially since my bikes will be geared up for doing the trails. So I'll be, and I've done some trails since then. I've done the forestry route, which I've seen the video, which is the bike. Honestly, the bike it's going to. I was obviously talking to Teuchter about it, and I was talking to Scottish Biker independently, but the only thing I'm no kind of too sure about is doing long distance on motorways and stuff with it. It does the speed limit, it's fine, but I don't know. It's just the unknown, I think. I think it'll be fine, but
if we do motorways, I want to be in front of you because it's a noisy bugger.
It is, I think I've done something to the exhaust. I think I've broke it in because it does sound fucking. It sounds mean as fuck now. I only bought it. All it did, like I think it was only like 1,000 miles or something. And I bought 1,200 miles when I bought it. So obviously I've broke the exhaust in, so it does sound fucking quite meaty as fuck now. But it's so far loving it. Doing trails. I did that forestry route and it chewed it up, even with the Pirelli Scorpion RS SRTs on it, which are actually street tyres. No bother. So, I've
Old
got a
man
brand
the
new spare.
bandits in the house.
How you
Good
doing?
evening.
Good evening.
All right.
I've just
So apart from that, I'm all good. I've got Buster's Bothy back. As you can see. You two know why I've got this back. I'm more
Who's the bloke standing behind you, like?
It's quite cool, isn't it? My cousin bought me that for my thing for my birthday, and it's one of the things you put your helmet and your thing on. I took a picture of it one day, and somebody went, "Who the fuck's that?" That's obviously my spare lid, which I've got loads of them kicking about. So it's quite cool, and you sort of like my wee light that you can actually see now. That's what happens when you know people in low places. Aye, so all good. So Ron, you're the man that normally hits out with the questions and stuff. Have you prepared any?
Well, do you know what was bloody stupid, right? I seen you yesterday. You were at my bit yesterday. I was at your bit on Sunday.
Sunday.
And all the time we were chatting, we never talked once about what we were going to talk about in the live. We need to get better at this.
I just assumed that you on you. It's the last Friday of the month since it's
no, it
always
wasn't
been the last Friday of the month since we started it.
No, we knew it was live. We just didn't prepare anything.
Just didn't prepare. That's the best. Like, and plus, I'm on the Guinness, so you don't know what could happen.
Right. Well, the first one's kind of pertinent, which I don't know how much Buster wants to talk about it, but I know that Alan doesn't use like a mirroring screen, but there's shed loads of them on the market. There's too many of them. What do you want from a screen? If you've got a second screen to mirror your phone, what do you want from it? And would you just choose the cheapest one?
Well, I'll go first since obviously I've not got one. Reliability, really. It would just depend on reliability and connect. I've done a video on this and it's coming up, I think, Wednesday, about sat navs and the issues that I was having. So this is obviously, as I always say, it's my opinion, and opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one. So this is mine. When we were doing, I'll mention it again, Budapest trip, I was having issues with the Honda own screen, where the fact that the way you need to connect that, so the minute the phone loses signal, it would disconnect you from the TFT screen, and so the TFT screen was pretty much fucking useless, especially the way we were riding in the countries. At one point we were going in, but I think 5 countries in one day, I think.
Yeah.
So every time we passed a border, my phone would go, right, you're now in a different country. It'd switch the internet off. I'd get a text message saying, right, you're now in Slovakia. Welcome to the network, and it would kick back on again. But by that point, it disconnected for the screen. So reliability is one of them. No losing that signal. And that's probably it. That's why I always use my phone, because the phone will never, regardless of the way I do my routes and stuff, I'll never lose a route, even if I lose signal, I'll lose a route. So I need one that would do that, really.
So
but I think sorry.
No, carry on, Gary. Carry on.
No, I've got one of the mirrors, and they don't disconnect when you lose the signal. Last week I went down through Germany, into France, into Luxembourg, into Belgium, and back into Holland. It doesn't disconnect when it loses signal. It can, if you don't, it doesn't disconnect. It can sometimes give you a problem if you've no downloaded the map. If it doesn't have a signal. But most of the time you're not riding that fast. I'm not riding that fast anyway. That you ride faster than it gets its connection back. when it changes from one country to the other. So I think that was or something to do with the iPhone or something to do with the TFT with the Africa Twin.
It was definitely something to do with the TFT screen. That's what it was. It was nothing to do with my phone. It's the connection between the phone and that TFT. It's different with this bike that I've got because it's got a TFT. It's got I don't know what you call it. It's not a digital dash. It's got, because that's what the Rally's got. It's got
It's like an iPad.
it's like an iPad, but it doesn't do sat nav and stuff. And the problem, so the issue that I had with Africa Twin is, why should I buy a proprietary mirror, like Capiride or whatever it is, if it's got one built in? Do you know what I mean? So it might be different with this one. So that's the only issue that I've got is I'm going to do what I normally do, and I'm going to YouTube it and find out what and obviously if it's a different one, it might not do it, but it was definitely the TFT screen.
But that was a Honda TFT screen.
That was a Honda. But then, like everybody, if you've got one that can do that, you shouldn't have to buy a secondary one. Do you know what I mean? And that was what my issue was.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was
just going to ask you, Ron, what have you got?
I've got an Iuchi just now because I needed a bigger screen because I can't see close up. I had a Chiggy before that. Now, the Chiggy was seriously expensive in comparison to going to a Carperide or an Iuchi. And I didn't get any more benefit from it than I get from the Iuchi, because all I use it for is to mirror my phone and use it for sat nav. And I think you're right, Gary, it doesn't disconnect so long as you've downloaded like the GPX file and the maps and things, and it's there. If you're using it kind of live to update your sat nav, then yes, you're going to get a problem with it losing signal. But if you've set it up to download you've downloaded the maps, you've downloaded the route, it shouldn't be a problem. I think it's shaky Honda stuff again.
It probably is.
It's just a mirror of your phone. So if you're saying that your phone works fine, then the only thing could be is that the TFT for the Honda had problems with keeping the connection live.
Well, what I couldn't understand with the Hondas is the fact that it needed a cable. You couldn't connect it through Bluetooth.
Yeah, I think that's changed now. That was the old like equivalent of Android Auto.
No, apparently the 2025 is the same, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, you still need a cable. It's no Bluetooth connectivity.
Right.
So it's I don't know. It's with this bike, I don't know, because I'm using my phone. It's what I'm used to. I had to do it on the Africa Twin, so I'm used to the phone. And my phone's big enough; I can see it because I'm a light user. I don't need glasses to do it.
Yeah, but that was actually the question that Ron asked, wasn't it? About the functions of the thing, but why would you buy one? That's what. And for me, exactly the same reason as Ron. I wear glasses for reading. I don't need glasses to ride.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the problem I've got then is my phone, and I've got quite a big phone. Is my phone's just a wee bit too wee. And the Capiride just gives you that bit extra visibility.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I bought one.
There's Darkadal's in. Hi, Alan. I think the other question is it worth spending a bit of money on it? Or we're all just using it to mirror our phones and use it for sat nav, basically. So in that case, you just go for the cheapest, I guess.
The only thing I would advise is these days, and I was seriously looking at buying one, was Capiride have got one that's got Android on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just mirroring your phone, but you can install the app on the thing itself. So then you would have that you could download the maps onto the thing itself, and you can install all your apps onto it. And I would seriously think about if mine breaks or whatever, I need a new one. I would seriously think about that. Then you don't even need your phone switched on.
No.
Aye, all you're doing is really for internet. You would be like telling an iPad or something. You would just hotspotting it rather than that might be that might be a good idea doing it that way.
Yeah, and the copyright I've got one. It's called I've got the 702, and I've got the 702 Pro, and the 702 Pro's got Android that you can install apps on it, and it's not that much more expensive now because I bought that one of mine. I think a year ago, maybe even 2. So if I was going to buy a new one, I would like that to have both the functions, being able to mirror my phone or install the app on the thing itself.
Right, can you just give you one? And we've got Jerry in from America, so we might need to speak a bit slower. He's going to struggle with the accents.
Or put subtitles on.
Put subtitles on.
And I'll say it again. I'll be on the Guinness, so it might get worse. It might get worse.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see about doing the whole having a separate screen and stuff.
I wouldn't spend the money on one of the really expensive ones. Have you looked at the DMD? The rugged off-road rally version. It's 900 euros or something.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
I know it's really good, and they get good write-ups and they get free updates and everything. But 900 is a bit too much.
Yeah, that's way too much. I mean, you could. Well, that would give you 9 carpet rides to break and drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With me, it's just I'm just going to see. It's just at the moment I've got other stuff. That's the last thing I'm going to worry about because I can use my phone. I've got other stuff I need to sort out for my bike first before I pay that amount of money on a proprietary screen. So it'll be. But it's something that I'm all thinking about. Getting it, but
and again for Jerry, Amur means I am.
I am. Sorry, yes,
You've got Amur. You've got Amur and Amurni.
Amur as I am. Amurni as I'm not. So yeah, that's screen wise. We've covered that. So any other things?
So do you want to give us a wee rundown, Alan, on what you thought? So what's happened is I went Alan an Osmo 4, my Osmo 4, to see what he thought of it.
Yep.
And Mike Mini, he's now got a Mike 2 as well. You can maybe talk about that. Do you want to give us a wee rundown on how you got on with that?
So I took it out for the day. Just a minute. Darkadal's been watching me. I've been testing Stegra in my route app, and he says he's still waiting for my opinion. Well, aye. Well, we'll talk about that. So, camera-wise, how it all came about is the camera that I use for recording facing me was the GoPro Mini 11, and it just decided to stop working. So I'm back using the GoPro Hero 10. So Ron kindly said, you want to try the Action 4? So I tried it, and the only differences I kind of noticed was connecting the Mic Mini to it. It seemed to be the sound was better using a wireless mic, but then Ron obviously told me how to sort it, and I've sorted it, which I'm going to try tomorrow. I'll say for the Americans tomorrow. And then the other issue that I had was trying to work out how to record the Cardo chat, which Ron kindly gave me a loan of the Mic 2. So all that's going to get tested tomorrow. And the only way I would probably change cameras is if it catastrophically went wrong with the GoPros. Because image-wise, the footage-wise is no very, to me, it's no different just now. But aye, it's.
Did you find out if the connecting the Mic Mini to the GoPro starts and stops with the record button?
You've
not tried that yet?
I've not tried that yet, but as soon as I turn the camera on and you look at the top right, it does show there's a wee mic there. So as long as the mic's on, I think it's fine. I think as long as the mic's on, it's fine.
Right.
So if I start during the day, if I start in the morning and I'll turn the mic on and then turn the camera on, it's automatically connected.
Yeah, but then your mic's on all day or until you switch it off manually.
I switch off manually.
Aye, yeah.
So that's fine. So the test tomorrow is going to be, I've now sorted the sound of the mic, because I did what you said, connected it with the receiver.
Yes.
Adjusted the receiver, then turned it back, and it seems to be fine now.
Good.
I'll test it all tomorrow, and then because it is, I think it might be. I don't really want to admit that they go doing DJI route, but I like the fact that I'm quite OCD. So if I'm going to go DJI, I'll go everything DJI, and that's the problem I've got, and it's a lot of money to spend.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of money to spend. I think I priced it was, because I would go for the Action 5 for the point of view camera and the 4 for the one facing me, and I think all in it was like 567 quid. And that was with a new Mic Mini or a mic. I could pick either the Mic Mini or the Mic 2 or whatever. So we'll see. I'll see if I can try and get it working with the GoPro 12 first before I decide if I'm going to go down the route. But I'm going to have to go and do the toilet, so I'll be back. You just talk amongst yourselves.
You've been drinking the Guinness too much.
That's exactly it.
Did you put that vote up, Gary?
Yeah.
All right. I've got my route app because, well, I bought the whole like the lifetime update. They were doing a special offer on it, and
Same as me.
Yeah, and then it was, what happened was the boys down south all started talking about Stegra. And I thought, well, I've just paid 100 and whatever it was for a lifetime membership for my route app, and I've kind of got the hang of working it. And I know it's not ideal, and I know but it's good enough for what I need it for, I think, because I can then like make my routes and export them to, and other people can pull them into something else. But what I don't know is that Nigel, I've sent the routes for the Tour de Faf down to Nigel, Todge 29, and he's converting them to Stegra, because that's what all the boys down there are using. What I don't know, and we'll maybe find out in their live on Sunday, how difficult that is. I don't know.
I didn't convert them, because I'm running both. I'm the same as you. I bought my route app in a lifetime subscription, but I was just interested, and it was something today. To be honest, I thought I would download Stegra, and Capo ADV gave me a code, so I could use it for 3 months. So I'm actually running both of them. And what I did in the last weekend, was I took a GPX for my route app, put it into Stegra, and then during the ride, I was switching between the two of them. So you don't actually need to convert. You don't need to convert it. You can just download it and plug it in.
So what GPX format did you use? Because I'd exported it in 1.1.
Yeah, 1.1.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Have you got? Did I give you the routes? Send you the routes for the FAF? I did. So.
3.
Jerry's saying he's following, but about 10 seconds behind in the translating.
I'm assuming I'm taking it. I'm back in the room, by the way, people. I think you're talking about the Stegra.
Yes.
Stegra and my route app me and Ron have got lifetime subscriptions for my route app. But I'm testing Stegra, and my opinion, till new, but they've just gave a big update. I saw that the night just before we come on the live. They've just gave a big update. My opinion, to new is I wouldn't go to Stegra. There's nothing better in Stegra than there is in my route app. Stegra's good, and if I had to choose between the two and I was buying a subscription, I wouldn't actually know which one to choose, because they're just one's just as good as the other. I've got a subscription for my route app, so Stegra's going to have to be extremely good.
Yeah, me too.
To get me to change onto Stegra.
Yeah.
But I thought I would test it and see what the difference was.
Sure.
I had problems with rerouting, but that was I found what it was. There was a switch that you standard. It was switched off. Reroute was switched off. I switched it back on. It worked fine.
Right.
In my last video, I used both of them and I switched back and forward between the two. If somebody asks me, I would just say choose one. One is just as good as the other.
Right. Yeah. And then to throw the cat amongst the pigeons is Moto have gone on to Android Auto now as well for the screen mirroring.
Yeah, but me and Scottish Biker Abroad had this conversation, I think, before we started live. We were talking about it. When we were doing the navigation apps and stuff, at that time, it was, I think it may have been when we did Luxembourg. TomTom Go were still doing their app at the time. And that's what, may have been about 2-3 years ago, maybe 4. And at that time, Moto was definitely designed round iOS, 100%. And my route app was definitely designed round Android at that time, because I couldn't do the same things on my phone as what Gary could. Do you know what I mean? So, So for me, Moto for me is that's what I use.
Mm-hmm.
But with updates now, I think I've said to Scottish Biker Abroad, I keep switching between Gary and Scottish Biker Abroad, but I'm going to let my Moto lapse. I'm going to stop subscription come November, and then I'm going to try either my route app now that they've done the update for iOS, or I'll try Stegra and see how it goes. So
like I said, if you asked me, I would just say that there's not much difference between the functions Stegra and the functions my route app.
Yep.
And the only reason I would stay with my route app is because I've got that lifetime subscription.
Yeah, me too.
And Stegra would have to do something really special to make me gear up my lifetime subscription and pay for a new app.
Aye. The only thing I would say about Stegra, and it's second-hand information, but going by again Nigel's response, he's had various things that he's suggested to them. You could maybe do this, you could maybe do that. And they've been right on the case and right back to him. They seem to be really good at kind of listening to what people have got to say. We'll see. Okie dokie.
I can counter that because my route app's a Dutch company. So if you
I'll send it to you and you can write it to them in Dutch then.
I can write it to them in Dutch because they're getting promoted on the Dutch television the last couple of weeks. They're starting to do a real push. So
I don't know what Takadel's trying to say, which through Buster. I don't know what he means by that. If there's something.
I think he was talking about the Navi.
Oh, the Navi.
Aye, which? Aye.
Which through?
Mark's got a 5-speed wheelchair, 4 mile an hour.
Aye, I'm going to be doing a kind of an interview with Mark A.K. Grimm. That's your cousin. That's Mark Knight. That's your cousin.
Right.
He was a biker for years, and then he's got MS, and it's obviously he's new in a wheelchair and he's trying to get himself back fit to be back on a bike. So I'm going to do an interview with a kind of podcasty thing with him and talk about how he went for being a biker and stuff. So look out for that when it comes up. But no, with sat navs, I think it's just doing your preference. I went to Kalimoto because one, my phone wouldn't work, my route app. The next thing I used was TomTom Go. And then when TomTom Go decided to shut that down, the next one was Kalimoto, and it was very similar. You can plot a route or you can do a round trip, which I like that. That's really handy for if you've done, because I've been riding for years and you probably feel the same. When you're area, you probably rode all the roads quite well.
Yeah.
So you have that option where you can go plot me a route, round trip, north, south, east, west, whatever, and then you might end up going down roads that you've never been doing before. And it's happened quite a few times since I've moved down to East Ayrshire. They've all got that these days.
Yeah,
I know
my route app does that too.
You know what I'm like. I'm OCD and I don't like change. Do you know what I mean? So to get me to move on to something, that's how it's quite hard for me.
I'm not trying to sell. I'm not trying to sell. I'm a tightwad, and I said that on one of my videos, and that's what I meant. But I did the deal with my route app the same as Ron. They were doing when they first started off. Got every now and again they throw up a link that you can get a lifetime subscription for, like you buy like a year and a half or something, and then you're at that's it. You pay one time and that's it, your lifetime. So I'm a tightwad.
I would love my route app to work 100% on the way. Side by side we did it one night in the hotel. We went side by side with Apple phone and Android, and it was totally different on Android. It was on iPhone. So if they do the same functions on iPhone as what Gary could get on his, because Gary's functions on his phone are 100% better than what they were on iPhone at the time.
Yeah.
So if they come out with it and it works exactly the same, then I would maybe contemplate and paying for the full lifetime subscription for my.
But I would take a look at Stegra as well, because, like I said, it's Stegra's. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Stegra. I wouldn't say to people don't use it. Once you get to know it and you know how to change that rerouting thing, that was the only thing that got me. That it's standard. The button was switched off for rerouting. Once you realise how to work it, and the website is the same as my route app, works exactly the same. You can make GPXs and you can do points of views and you can do the whole everything. I did a video on that as well. But the app, it works fine. It's great. It's just that I'm a tightwad and I'm not going to pay for an app when I don't see that it's any better than my route app.
And I'm kind of the same, Gary, but I'm a little bit more. I can't stand subscriptions. I just don't. I like to buy something and it's mine forever, which is why I've got DaVinci Studio. It's why I've got my route app. It's paid for, it's done, it's mine, and I don't need to worry about it again.
Talking about DaVinci Studio, Ron, did you see? There's a couple of videos. No, but this is just over subscriptions. They've said that lifetime subscription isn't going to be always lifetime.
Have they?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll be wanting my money back when they decide that it's not going to be a lifetime subscription. To be honest, it's actually we've had a few updates.
The next big update, version 21's got a lot of artificial intelligence in it. You get that for free.
I don't want that. That was the way. What was the one? Was it Power Director or one of them went down the AI route, and it was just a pain in the arse. So I don't think if it's got a load of I like the AI voice enhancement. If it's got a load of AI other stuff, I'm not be updating it because what I've got works fine for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I like all that stuff.
Well, the one thing I like about Kalimoto, which I don't think the rest of them do, I'm not 100% sure, so you can correct me on that, is when you go into your map once you've done a route and stuff, it highlights the roads that you've done. So
Yeah.
I can go on and when I'm doing a route, I can go into the map and all the routes that I've did or all the roads that I've been doing is all marked blue.
I
Yeah.
don't
So
think it, I don't think my route app you can turn the tracking on and it tracks you and saves where you've been, but I don't think it shows you on the map.
I'll show you because I don't know how many people actually do have Kalimoto.
We know where to see yours because yours is just Scotland's just all blue.
No, it's not Scotland because some of the
a good chunk of it.
Well, the funny bit is when we went to the last ABR, it runs down to Wakefield, and there's nothing between Wakefield and just outside Stratton upon Avon, and then there's a blue line through Stratton upon Avon. So I went this route because I don't know why it does that or not. It's
Right, while you're looking at that, we'll go off. You've got it. Okay.
So if you look on the map,
bigger so everybody can see it. Gary, make him.
I do it full size, Gary, because you're the techno wizard. So if you look on Kalimoto, when you look on your map, it's marked all the roads that you've been doing blue, and the darker blue it is, the more times you've been doing it. Or down it, should I say, for the American audience. So that's the one bit I do like about Kalimoto. So when you're planning a route,
I don't think
you
my
can
route.
go, I've been doing that road, but I want to try that road. So,
I don't think my route. I don't think my route up does that. I'll have a look tonight or in the weekend. I know you can put tracking, automatic tracking, that it tracks you. So even if you're just riding about, you can put the track on, and it will record where you've been.
But
I don't think it
does
shows
that
you.
as well.
I don't think it shows you on the map.
That's the one, but that's the one thing I do like about Kalimoto is because when you're planning a route, you can go, well, I've been doing that road, I don't want to go doing that again, or do you know what I mean? And you can change it to suit, or if you want to start colouring, because that's what I do want to try and colour the whole of Scotland in blue. But that's the one bit about Kalimoto. Right, so next question, we've talked enough about sat-navs now.
Yes, I think so. So, I'm going to be talking about content. So summer's coming, we're all getting out, and we've got loads of content coming. And it's not just us. I mean, last summer I think I did try to do 2 videos a week. But is anybody else thinking if we've got? What I'm trying to say is, should we be keeping stuff for wintertime? Because there is a shed load of content coming on from everybody now getting out on bikes. And I know that Alec, the Adventures of Blair review, did a trip to Norway, and he kept that and kept his channel going over the winter time. What's your thoughts on that? Do we cut down what we're doing in the summer? I'm certainly not going to be doing 2 videos a week.
No,
and save some for winter time.
Me personally, I'm going to stick to 1 a week, and I'll do like I did with the Budapest trip. Is I'll edit the Budapest trip, and once I edited it, I had it up on the channel, and I had it set for every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. But if I did a video in between that would then move to the next week. And then that video would go up, and I would just keep doing that. And eventually, I had it at one point that I had it when I came back from Budapest. I had it from, so we came back from Budapest on the end of August, was it? Was the end of August? Yeah. I had videos when I came back and edited them. I had videos from the end of August going up every week at 5 o'clock, right up to the following August.
All right.
Nearly a full year's worth of every 1 a week.
Aye.
For it. And so that's the way I'd be doing it. So once I do the Gibraltar trip, I'll come back, I'll edit it, but I'll obviously be doing some runs and stuff before I edit it all, and then that will go up every week. And then if something comes up
in between that, then that will just take place of that, or I'll keep it as Wednesday at 5 o'clock for all the trip, and then the other videos I'll do kind of maybe a Saturday or whatever, or kind of in between. I'll work it that way.
Right.
But then it will eventually, the amount of footage you just out of the Budapest, you do a big trip like that, you've got footage for nearly a full year.
Yeah,
So,
I think I mean my plan this year is, because I struggle in the winter time like everybody else does with the weather, and so my plan this year is to kind of carry on doing what I'm doing with my little trips, and the Gibraltar is going to be my winter content.
It's definitely the way. If you do a big trip kind of every year, it's definitely the way to go, is using your big trip, and that goes through the winter, and that sets you up for the next year. It's definitely a good way of doing it, because it doesn't really matter to being that relevant when you're doing it, because
No,
they're not going to see it
don't
until
know.
you're back anyway. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but I don't know. I like to put it up that weekend when I come back. If I go on the weekend, I try and edit it on the Sunday night and put it up right away.
yeah.
That's
Well,
I've never actually got any videos except shorts.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm the same as you, Gary. I mean, if I've gone to the bother of editing it, I just want it up because I've done the work on it. So just get it up. And like you, I've not got enough backlog, back catalogue to kind of put up.
But if you started doing it, like you set a day and a time that your main video goes up, you will end up with a backlog of videos. Do you know what I mean? And then your summer trips, you're doing a big 2-weeker, like when we do in Gibraltar, using that to be the winter, because nobody's going to watch your video and go, I'm going to go to Gibraltar tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So your video for Gibraltar will go up in the winter, and then that might set somebody up to go to Gibraltar the next summer coming, because they've watched it in the winter while they're sitting in trying to plan where they want to go and stuff. They'll see the Gibraltar trip and go, oh, that looks like a good trip.
Yeah.
But if you do it, everybody does it different. It is your opinion and the way you do things are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So it's
no, I think the thing is that what happens is over the winter time, you're watching content, you're watching, everybody else, which is great. The great way to keep in touch. Then comes the summer, everybody's out a lot more, so there's an awful lot more videos to watch, and you're kind of missing stuff as well. So that's what I'm thinking in my own head. It's put out less in the summer. So last year I tried to put 2 a week. I'll just cut it down to 1 a week in the summer, and that'll save me stuff for the winter time, so that the channel kind of keeps chunting on.
But if you're doing it the way you're talking about doing it, if you're doing your big trip one, would be the winter one. That would be what you're putting up in the winter. And your day-to-day stuff is you're putting out
as and when.
But the way I do it is my as and when is a Wednesday at 5 o'clock. That's when my videos go. And then when I do Gibraltar, when I do all the footage for that, that'll go up over the winter when I'm not going to be doing as much or don't want to be travelling as far away during the winter. That's the way I'm going to do it. That's the way I did it with Budapest and stuff.
Right.
But it's whatever works for you. It's whatever works for you to try and get. If you want to get people to notice your videos and stuff, it's just whatever. But I'm just going to stick to 5 o'clock on Wednesday, and that's when my videos go up, regardless if it's a trip or whatever it is.
Cool.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. I don't know. Somebody sent me a message a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about that, and they said that they don't want to see something that happened last year.
But you know what I mean. But it's different if it's a big trip. As long as you get it in before the next summer.
Aye.
If I did Gibraltar, when I did Gibraltar, I would want that up before the next summer. Before, do you know what I mean? If I'm doing it in the 5th of September, all the videos will be up before the next 5th of September.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait 2-3 years to put it up.
Mhm.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
Right.
is keep your big trips for early winter. So when people are sitting in the house
Aye.
and thinking, what am I going to do next year for a bike trip?
Yeah.
And your video comes
Yeah.
up and they see you at Gibraltar, and they go, oh, that's a good idea. I'll do Gibraltar. They guys did it in, they set themselves 16 days and they did it in 12, or they did it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. No leaving it for 40 years. Do you know what
No,
I mean?
I hear what you're saying, and it sounds logical, but I don't know. My problem is editing isn't my hobby. Do you know what I mean? So my hobby's bike riding, and I like to put videos up, and I put them up for myself, and I think it's nice sometimes if somebody puts a comment up and that kind of stuff. So I don't want to spend a lot of time editing. So that's one of the reasons why when I come back on a Sunday night, usually Sunday night's my night to mess about with the videos, and then on the Sunday night I just edit them and throw them up. And if they're not ready on a Sunday night, then they go up the way they are. But that's me. I can't be bothered sitting with the same video for weeks and weeks messing about with it.
No, I don't do that. I don't sit for weeks. Do you know what I mean? I've got footage that I did with the Action 4 and the GoPro and stuff that's sitting there. But I've got a video that's gone up Wednesday. So I've got between now and next Tuesday or even Wednesday morning to get that video edited. So I'll just sit. I'll sit at night and muck about with it, and then I'll do a wee bit and then go, I don't, and then move it on, and I've got an idea of how I want it to go and stuff. It's aye, but you're doing editing is easier, I think, because you've
There's
got
just more of it.
There's more of it, and there's a purpose to the video because you're trying to get to Budapest and you're trying to get to Gibraltar and that sort of thing. Or I found it easy to edit the like talking about the Krieger stuff. I found it easy to do the video with that. That was quite a quick edit because I knew what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And same with the Great Tommy Sleepout video. I found it quite easy to edit it and stuff. So when you've got a purpose to your video, it becomes easier to edit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's when you're trying to find something to talk about, that's when your edit becomes difficult. Because you're trying to make sense of something that's loads of fucking shit. Do you know what I mean?
loads of shit.
Loads of shit. You're just trying to make sense of it.
Yes,
you know I mean? So what you're saying, Ron, I would say, that's a good idea to say. Like, you're as long as you don't leave it a full 2 years to edit.
No. I'm just all I'm thinking of is that. I mean, not just the fact that it's part of it is that folk don't have the time to watch hundreds and hundreds of videos, and if you've put up and there's 200 other people that you subscribe to are all putting out videos at the same time, you can't physically watch them all.
Right.
But you don't go back to them. I find I don't anyway. So if a video comes out, I'll watch it and then I'll move on. And there are some things that I do go back to watch, but they get kind of lost in the ether. So you've got 200 videos to watch. You just don't watch them. Is what I think. So that's why I'm thinking maybe spacing them out and covering winter when the videos are short. I mean, I find myself sitting with my phone going, there's nothing to watch. There's none of the guys that I follow are out doing anything. And then in the summertime, it's like, oh shit, bing, 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 bing. They're coming up like mad.
I sort of think the trips that you do during the summer, I think, are good for the winter because people are sitting.
I agree.
They're going, what we're going to do next summer, or do you know what I mean? What are other people done? And I knew that. I know how to edit, and I know how to use the editing app and stuff like that. I think my edit for Gibraltar is definitely going to be better than the edit I did for Budapest. Do you know what I mean? Because I'll be able to use the app that I've got or the editing suite that I've got to cut out all the blank parts and put all the talking parts in that I want to do, then cut that down to bits that are relevant. And so now I wish, we've spoken about it before, me and Scottish Biker, but I wish what I knew now, I wish I knew that before I went to Budapest. Because I think Budapest would have been a totally different kettle of fish videos. It would have been totally different videos. Videos been totally different. He wouldn't have been wanting old talk on videos. He'd have talked on it and wanted to use voice, which I keep bringing up. That does annoy me about the Budapest ones. But
Yous have convinced me. I was sitting thinking, listening to yous two, and I think you're right. I think the videos where you're out just for a run in the weekend and you're talking about actual stuff that's just happened, they go out right away.
Yeah.
I'll need to go out, but then if you put them out a week later or 2 weeks later, maybe what you've said isn't relevant anymore. But you're right about the trips. So you've convinced me. You're right about the trips. The trips, and that was, I think it was Darkadal said as well, series are good. I think that's right. I think you're right. The big trips, it doesn't matter if you put them out later.
Because if you put your first one out, like if you did a trip in August and you put it out and you come back in September and you put it out there, nobody's going to turn around and go, I'm going to go and do that trip tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? That's something that they'll see and go, I could do that next year. So then they'll watch your videos to see what you got up to and where you went, and then they can then plan their route around that. And do you know what I mean? So I think that's the way to go. Yeah, I think
definitely.
You've convinced me.
Yay!
Right, let's talk about something else before we start arguing about something.
No, right. I've got a couple more, but we'll go for one because I know that it seems to, probably just the ones that I've been watching, but people seem to be obsessed with, I think it's probably due to the fuel crisis, MPG and a bike. So I don't care. I'll be honest. I'll start. I couldn't care if my bike did 10 miles to the gallon. I'm still going to use it. Range is important, obviously, but do you guys care what your bike does to the gallon?
No, me personally, I don't. But I did notice the other day when I left you, I ended up getting to Locker Bay and filling up. And where my bike normally, and this is how fucking wee my tank is. Normally my tank's 14 quid to fill up. But I filled it up in Locker Bay, it was 18 quid. So it was a 4 quid more. I'm thinking, fuck, that's a bit more. But a bike isn't, at the end of the day, if you're going to own a bike, you need to expect that you're going to have to pay money out for it. Look at the amount of stuff that you buy for your bike. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? You buy tyres more than you would on a car. You buy luggage and you buy all your big gadgets and stuff. So moaning about your miles per gallon, you should.
It's the least of it.
It's the least of it. It is the least of it.
Totally.
Because it's a toy. If you can't afford to put petrol in it, don't use it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And don't moan about how much it's going to cost you to fill it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it.
It's a luxury. If you're buying it for what we did for, it's a luxury. It's no a necessity.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Alan, is that a bike in Britain, or Holland for that matter, isn't viable transport all year round. No. It's just not. So it's going to be a toy, and we can spend all our little bits and pieces and get it all because it becomes our little hobby, our little toy. But it's just the load of videos that I've watched recently, they're all going on about, I only am getting 55 miles to the gallon. Well, 55 is pretty bloody good. Certainly more than I get on my bike. And I'm quite sure it's more than you get in your bike too, Alan, and the way you ride.
43.
Yeah. That's what I thought, yeah.
Because I do ride my bike about quite a bit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You should have seen me once I left. It makes it worse when I listen to fucking Rage Against the Machine while I'm riding my bike.
Yeah.
It's just in my head, I just want to keep on fast.
I couldn't tell you what I get miles to the gallon because it's kilometres to the or litres to the kilometres here. So I don't give a shit.
I hope it's kilometres to the litre and not litres to the kilometre, though, Gary.
It is litres to the 100 kilometres.
All
So
right,
it's
is that how you figure it out?
four and a half litres for 100 kilometres.
Yeah, 100 kilometres.
But it's definitely less. It's less miles per gallon in a bike than it is in a car. 100%. It is. It's just depending on what engine you've got and stuff. But if it's a luxury, so it's like any luxury. If you can afford to,
I'll be honest. It's not something I would think. It's not that I would go on it in the weekend and think, oh, I'm not going to go because I have to fill the tank up.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? It's just not something that comes into my head.
It's amazing how bikes do that, innit? It doesn't matter how much it costs, but you will buy it regardless of how much it costs. When it comes to bike stuff.
The thing is, I mean, I kind of thought that you guys would be in the same mind as me, is that it just isn't a factor. You fill up your tank and you go for your ride and you come back. It's not a factor, but it's just because there's so many people been talking about it in videos that I've been watching recently. I
think if you watch Beans on Toast, before, for example, he uses that to go to work. I think is it Slowbo? I think it's Slowbo. He uses it to go to work. Then it's his transport. Then I can imagine that you're if it's your only form of transport or your main form of transport, I can imagine that you would maybe think about it. But the bike for me is no my major form of transport. It's a hobby.
No.
I think the mindset with the bikes is years ago, people used to say it's cheaper to have a bike than it is to have a car. I think that's what it is. I think that old mindset back then was like...
Yes. It was a cheap form of transport back in the day.
And I think that mindset's just carried on.
Oh, right. Sorry a minute, there's somebody at the door. 2 seconds.
Anyways, but I think that's what it is. I think people have got the mindset as it's a cheap mode of transport. It's a cheap option to use to go to work and all that. And then people, it's just not that way anymore. It's just no.
No.
But I know I don't think about it.
No.
I struggle to put petrol in my car more than I do in my bike.
Sorry about that.
I don't even pay for my petrol for my car.
I use my car to go to work, and a day look out at the petrol station to see where the cheapest petrol station. I'll not go out my way, but if I'm on the motorway, I'll not fill it up on the motorway. And I know there's a wee garage round the corner, so I try and time it for the car. But for the bike, I'll just fill up wherever I am.
Yep. Anywhere that's got E5, as far as I'm concerned.
I'll tell you a story. I was going to see Gary. I don't know if it was. It wasn't in the car. I know it was definitely in the car, but it was either Luxembourg trip or it was the Budapest on the way to get him before we went somewhere. And I said to him I'd stopped in a certain garage. He went, "You shouldn't have stopped there. That's too expensive in that garage. It was a shell garage just off the motorway." I'm like, "But see, I guess I wouldn't have made it to your house if I didn't stop." But it was expensive, like, you know what I mean? It was expensive.
I'll tell you, I'm quite lucky with my car because I hardly ever use the car. The wife uses it all the time, so she fills it up.
I don't feel it as much because my car's a company car, and I only really use it for going anywhere for the company. I don't really use it personal wise, so that's probably why I don't really bother, because I don't really put obviously I put the petrol when I get my expenses back, but I'm getting it back. So it doesn't. I think that's how it doesn't really affect me. I'm more realistically paying for petrol for one vehicle. So, well, that's us been on for an hour, lads.
Okie dokie.
Well, it's coming up for an hour. So
yeah,
I've got a photograph that's going to make you shudder. I'll put
me?
it up on the screen.
Fuck you.
Go on, let's see.
Oh, fuck you. There was the black. That's not the fucking thing. Before we go, we'll tell this story, right? I've spoke to quite a few people since here, and quite a few people have said the same thing as me. So when I came back for the ABR last year, I went out on my bike and I went to a Morrison's garage in Greenock. And I went to fill my bike up with petrol, and I ended up filling it up with diesel. But I'm going to go to the garage and take a photo of these fucking pumps and show you. The handles are green on them all. And all it is a wee tiny sticker, says diesel.
But that's the same as these. I saw them. I saw them and I thought of you and I thought, that's some, you can't, here, look, you've got to look to see what one.
You need to look, and that's the way Morrison's garage is.
I was standing there and I'm like, I looked 3 times before I took the pump out the.
Aye.
And what makes it worse is with Morrison garage, and I spoke to somebody, with a guy that stopped to help me, which I can't thank him enough. He said I'm not the first one that's happened to. Normally, you go to a garage, it's either diesel and 2
petrols, aye.
Petrol, or 2 petrol and diesel.
Mm-hmm.
None of Morrison's. A Morrison's is petrol, diesel, and petrol, and right. all the nozzles are green.
Mm-hmm.
So you automatically pick up the one that we'd normally use. And I fought my bike way deep. I mean, I fought it to the brim with diesel.
Did you smell it? No?
No, it wasn't until I actually pulled away. I went, that's not right. And then the bike started going, blah, blah, blah. But give the bike its due. The guy came with one of the oil pumps and he fucking shoved it in my tank and pressed the button and it pulled 20, I think it was like 30 litre diesel out. And it was like, I think it was 2.5 jerry cans. And I'm like to the guy, you can keep that. You can keep it. I don't give a fuck, man. You can keep it. And I went back and I filled it full of fucking petrol again, and it was shudder. Took a wee bit to start, and all of a sudden it fired up, and it just goes. It blew it out, and it ran the border until the crank bearing went. And that's nothing to do with the crank bearing, by the way. Just using gas. That there's nothing to do with it. Why the crank bearing?
No, but to be honest, I stood at that pump with all the black nozzles. And I actually thought about just, because I didn't need petrol right away, I actually thought about just going to the next petrol station, because I'm standing there looking at it and I'm thinking, if I take the right one,
he's going to have to phone me and go, I did it. And I would have given him fucking petrol for it because he did it to me.
No, at the time I never. When you phoned me at the time, I was like, for fuck's sake. If I was round the corner, I'd have came and got you.
That's the difference between you and I came and got you regardless of where you are.
You'd have came down into France. That petrol station was in France. You'd have come all the way down into the south of France to get me.
Right, we'll say cheerio to everybody and the new. And
that's my dinner arrived.
Well, just a bit to go anyway. So
perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Right, so we'll just say thank you to everybody who's in the chat, who came in chat. Play review. Thank you very much for joining us. Takadal, old man in a
Mark.
What's that? Old man on a bandit. Right, I'll get that bandit eventually. Mark, aka Grim, cheers for joining us, mate.
Jerry Flat Cap Cafe Racer.
Jerry Flat Cap Racer. Hope you got the subtitles properly.
Bowden Bikes.
Bowden Bikes.
Yeah.
I think that's who everybody's joining the good weather. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's just exactly.
And Red Bomb is live now.
Aye, Red Bomb's live or not.
Aye.
Right, thanks very much everybody for joining us. We'll be back again at the end of next month doing a wee a live. Stay safe, stay rubber side down, and take it one meal at a time. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.